Welcome to this episode of the Harpreet Singh Show. I'm your host Harpreet Singh from Surrey, British Columbia, Canada. In today's program, I'll be taking you over to London where my guest is Jag Singh, who is a well-known motivational speaker. Our focus today's the last day of the month, January the 31st, and it's been already 1 month since the new year started. And a lot of resolutions what we made during the New Year Eve, probably many are following it, but probably many are not following it. So our focus of our talk today would be that how to reach your full potential in 2022, that is the next 11 months. So let's get over to Jag Singh and continue with the discussion. Jag, good evening.
Hi,
How are you?
Harpreet. How are you?
I'm doing great.
I'm
How
fine,
about you?
thank you. Good evening, Harpreet.
Wonderful. Good evening.
Fine, thank you.
So Jag, as I mentioned in my introduction that, this is the time of the year. 1 month has already passed, 11 months are left. And a lot of people must be wondering the resolutions that they made, that why is it that they're not being able to fulfill those? Or those who are already accomplishing, they must be very happy. So can we go on this journey today of that everybody wants to reach their own full potential? So when we talk about reaching your potential, what do we mean by that? And what steps need to be taken to reach your full potential?
I think, Harpreet, you hit the nail on the head there. It's January already, the 31st, and people made resolutions December or start of the new year. Statistically, it's shown that one of the fact things that people like to join the new year is to be fit, the gym. Statistically, it's been shown that at least 30% of people who actually join the gym, they won't actually carry on. Within the first week or second week of joining the gym, they stop going. The passion runs out. It's easy to start anything, Harpreet. It's easy to start something. It's easy to go out to the shops and buy yourself an exercise bike, or it's easy to join the gym, get the membership card and everything. The challenge comes in maintaining something. Now, if you join a gym, for example, you're going to maintain it and go throughout the whole year and actually attend the gym. You have to make a plan. Now, and plans are very important. Some people just say to themselves, I've got a membership card and I'm going to go to the gym, and then nothing happens. Okay. They need to say how much muscle they want to gain. What is their goal? Why do they want to go to the gym? And also, one of the main factors is that there's something, Harpreet, I do with the kids. It's called a formula. It's a priority formula. And I advise everyone to follow this formula. It really does make you realise and puts your life in perspective of what you want to achieve. So what you do is you get a piece of paper and, you write your priorities in life. Now, there's some people who don't spend time with their families, some people who don't spend time self-care, some people don't spend time at the gym because their priorities lie elsewhere. Now, if we're not very careful, we can get very, very clumsy, very lazy. So one of the first priorities for everyone to put on top of this list should be self-care and health.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first one, self-care and health, because if you look at people around you, you see some people, they have their number one priority is making money, for example. Now, there's nothing wrong with making money, Harpreet, but there's other factors that need the same or more attention. For example, your children, your family. This is very important. So number one is your health, okay? Because if you haven't got health, then you've got nothing, okay? So you have to obviously go on Google, find inner peace, find how to have self-care, how to think in positive thoughts, and also the other part is the physical side of it. Going to the gym, training. Okay, so that's number one, health and obviously mental well-being. Mm-hmm. The second thing that should be on that list is your family and friends. And we haven't even got to money yet. We're not talking about money. Money's not important, okay? Obviously, we have to pay debts, we have to pay bills, understand that. But if your health isn't there and your love for your family isn't there, to me, money isn't worth it. Mm-hmm. Okay, so first we need to get those two things right. Okay, first take care of yourself and make a plan. And many people make a plan, Harpreet, but they don't follow it through. They get busy, haven't got the time to do this, But then we have so many factors that come into our lives that affect us. For example, sitting on a phone all day, going on social media. I mean, are these things really going to produce something for us? Are these things really going to give us self-care and mental well-being? Not really, no. How about taking a walk in the park, seeing nature, seeing trees? These things need to be done. And we need to get away from the screens, Harpreet. We live in a time where the screen dominates the majority of our life.
Right. So here, Jag, the question that you raised about it's easy to make plans, but it is difficult to follow through. What does science says about it? Why is it that we get inspired for a moment, but we are not able to carry out that inspiration for long? And what should be done on that front that we are able to continue with what we want to achieve?
ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਚ ਹਰਪ੍ਰੀਤ ਕੇ ਫੂਕ ਨਿਕਲ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ we wake up in the morning and say, right, I'm going to be a boxer now, I'm going to go to the boxing, I'm going to go and join a boxing club, and you go to a boxing club and you get a few knocks and a few punches, and then you think, you know what, I don't like this, I'm not going back. But in life, one of the things is that if you're a boxer and you get hit, going down is hard, but getting up is even harder. Okay, so we need to get back up and jo fuk nikal jandi ne, we have to keep that flame alive.
Right. Okay? So ਉਹ ਬਹੁਤਾਂ ਦੀ ਨਿਕਲ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਗੱਲ ਕੀਤੀ, ਪਰ ਉਹੀ ਸਮਾਂ ਹੈ ਜਦੋਂ that is the time when you need to be so strong that you're able to self-motivate yourself that no, you have set up a plan and you need to follow through that. So how to get that kind of momentum?
Harpreet, you're 100% right. We have to keep the flame going. If you sit down and think to yourself that why you shouldn't do something, why shouldn't you join the gym? Right? You can think of a million reasons why you shouldn't. I'll save money. I'm not going to become Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm fine. I'll do a 5-minute walk every day. Yeah? We can think of a million reasons not to do something. But what we need to do is think of that one reason that's going to make you think, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it for my family. I'm going to do it for myself. I'm going to do it because I've always wanted to do this. Doesn't matter what it is. It's learning Japanese or whatever. I've always wanted to do this, so I'm going to do it. But starting it is the easy part. Now, what we're going to do now, how are we going to make sure that we carry on doing this for the whole year? So, can they scientifically prove it? If you can do something for 6 weeks, it becomes a habit. 6 weeks was corona, the bad. Because you're going to sit there and think, if I've been going to the gym for 6 weeks, and the 6th week and I don't go, and sit there going, I think I need to go. Before you know it, you've got your car keys and you're sitting in your car. And there's another thing, Harpreet, which a method that I've got, it's called JTU. JTU is very effective. It's just turn up. Whether it's at the workplace, even work. Everybody who works as a hero, doesn't matter what job you do. JTU. Just go out there and just turn up. Gym, JTU. Just turn up. Dekhi jayegi. You're going to the gym. Well, you're going to think, oh, you know what? I'm going to do this today. I'm going to try and lift this today. Before you know it, how many hours have we got in a day?
Right.
12, 13, 16. How many hours have we got? Ik kenta. 3 times a week. Boss, that's it. And people say they haven't got time to do that. But yet you have to sit in front of TV and binge watch a whole series or just sit on your phone and social media. How many people out there are measuring the time they're on the phone all day on social media? And I'll tell you one thing, Harpreet, if they did, they'll be shocked. This life, Harpreet, is a gift. We've only got limited time. We have limited time on this planet. What we do with that time, when we're gone, we'll leave our characteristics and leave the things we have done on this planet. So we need to do as much as we can, but have fun.
Jag, we'll continue with the discussion. And as you said, just turn up. Again, I remember Nike, just do it, go for it and let it happen and everything will fall in place. And it's time for a break. Let's go for a break. We'll be back and we'll continue with the discussion from here onwards as to what other steps need to be taken to reach to our full potential in 2022.
हर रंग है साडे को, हर मॉडल, हर एक दी अपनी वक्री पहचान। असीं एक परिवार हाँ, साडा कर्म है अगे वधाउणा, सफर नूं सौखा बनाउणा। बसंत मोटर्स, तुहाडे नाल, तुहाडे करके।
ਵੈਨਕਾਸਾ ਟਾਈਲ ਅਤੇ ਸਟੋਨ ਸ਼ੋਰੂਮ ਇੱਕ ਐਸੀ ਥਾਂ ਹੈ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਹੋਲਸੇਲ ਕੀਮਤਾਂ ਤੇ ਹਰ ਕਿਸਮ ਦੀਆਂ ਟਾਈਲਸ, ਸਟੋਨ, ਮਾਰਬਲ, ਬੈਕਸਪਲੈਸ਼, ਮੋਜ਼ੇਕ ਆਦਿ ਵਾਜਬ ਕੀਮਤਾਂ ਤੇ ਮਿਲ ਸਕਦਾ ਹੈ। ਇਟਾਲੀਅਨ, ਸਪੈਨਿਸ਼, ਚਾਈਨੀਜ਼ ਪੋਰਸਲਨ ਜਾਂ ਸਿਰੈਮਿਕ ਟਾਈਲਸ ਜਾਂ ਮਾਰਬਲ ਸਪੈਸ਼ਲ ਆਰਡਰ ਤੇ ਜਾਂ ਕਲੀਅਰੈਂਸ ਤੇ ਲੈ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ। ਮਾਲਕ ਡਾਇਰੈਕਟ ਟਾਈਲਸ ਇੰਪੋਰਟ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਨ, ਜਿਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਵਧੀਆ ਕੁਆਲਿਟੀ ਦਾ ਸਮਾਨ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਘਰ ਦਾ ਸ਼ਿੰਗਾਰ ਬਣਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ। ਅੱਜ ਹੀ ਵਿਜ਼ਿਟ ਕਰੋ 13042 84 ਐਵਨਿਊ ਸਰੀ। ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਹਿੰਦੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਨ ਲਈ ਕਾਲ ਕਰੋ 604 330 7363 604 330 7363।
ਘਰ ਇੱਕ ਐਸੀ ਥਾਂ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਹਰ ਕੋਈ ਆਪਣੀ ਨਿੱਜੀ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਦੇ ਸੁਨਹਿਰੀ ਪਲ ਯਾਦ ਰੱਖਦਾ ਹੈ। ਉਹ ਜਗ੍ਹਾ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਉਹ ਰਹਿੰਦਾ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਪਿਆਰ ਭਰਿਆ ਜੀਵਨ ਬਤੀਤ ਕਰਦਾ ਹੈ। ਇਹ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਹੀ ਪੂਰੀਆਂ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਜਦ ਕਿਸੇ ਜਗ੍ਹਾ ਨੂੰ ਸਜੇ ਹੋਏ ਘਰ 'ਚ ਬਦਲਿਆ ਜਾਵੇ। ਨਵੇਂ ਘਰਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਫਰੇਮਿੰਗ ਤੋਂ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਫਿਨਿਸ਼ਿੰਗ ਤੱਕ, ਡ੍ਰੇਪਰੀ, ਪੇਂਟਿੰਗਸ ਤੋਂ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਡੈਕੋਰੇਸ਼ਨ ਐਕਸੈਸਰੀਜ਼ ਤੱਕ, ਤੁਸੀਂ SK ਹੋਮ ਡਿਜ਼ਾਈਨਸ ਦੀਆਂ ਪ੍ਰੋਫੈਸ਼ਨਲ ਸਰਵਿਸਿਜ਼ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਸੁਪਨਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਘਰ ਨੂੰ ਹਕੀਕਤ 'ਚ ਬਦਲ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ। ਕੰਟੈਕਟ ਕਰੋ ਸੰਦੀਪ call 604-825-9295.
Once again, welcome back to the program. This program is being brought to you with the support of Day-to-Day Wholesale Cash and Carry. This is British Columbia's largest South Asian grocery store, where you can buy groceries, party-wear, kitchenware, homeware, and other stuff at wholesale prices. More than 5,000 products are displayed on the shelves. For best prices, unique grocery buying experience, and high-quality products, come over to 7843 128th Street, Surrey, 7843 Street, Surrey, 604-503-8787. They've also opened up their second branch in Vancouver on Fraser Street. Our next sponsor is Best Home Kitchen Cabinets. घर ਦੀ ਸ਼ਾਨ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਕਿਚਨ ਤੇ ਇਸ ਨੂੰ ਸੋਨਾ ਬਣਾਉਣ ਵਿੱਚ ਬੈਸਟ ਹੋਮ ਕਿਚਨ ਕੈਬਨਿਟਸ ਲੋਅਰ ਮੇਨਲੈਂਡ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੱਕ ਜਾਣੀ ਪਛਾਣੀ ਕੰਪਨੀ ਹਨ। ਕਸਟਮ ਹਾਈ ਐਂਡ ਘਰਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਮਲਟੀ ਯੂਨਿਟ ਪ੍ਰੋਜੈਕਟ ਸੇ ਕਰਦੇ ਨੇ। ਹਰ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦਾ ਸਪੈਸ਼ਲ ਕੈਬਨਿਟ ਦਾ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਾਉਣ ਲਈ ਬੈਸਟ ਹੋਮ ਕਿਚਨ ਕੈਬਨਿਟਸ ਨੂੰ ਯਾਦ ਰੱਖੋ। ਕਾਲ ਕਰੋ ਸੁਰਜੀਤ ਤੇਸੀ 604-591-8171. Our guest today is Jag Singh from UK, and we are talking about how to reach our full potential in 2022. JTU, that's a very good acronym which can be learned and which can further motivate you to do what you want to pursue in your life. And especially when you talk about goals, it's easy to set up the goals, but it's many times difficult to follow through. And as Jag is mentioning, that we generally, find excuses. We have time for everything else except for what we want to achieve. So let's continue with our discussion and learn more from Jag. So Jag, before the break, like you mentioned about, we try to find excuses. We have time to watch television as much, but when it comes to just that example of the gym, what you are taking, there we find many excuses. Chal aaj chhad dene hain, we'll go tomorrow, and lots of other excuses come. Similarly, other things also keep, coming up, and we keep on just putting it under the rug. So now from here onwards, as you were mentioning, what else is required that if we have to reach our full potential, what do we need to do?
But actually, Harpreet, we have to ask ourselves who. Say, for example, the gym again. Say, I need to lose some weight. I need to get fit. I have to sit there. It's a new start to the year. It's not too bad. We've still got 11 months to go. And you sit there, Harpreet, up and go, man. But the first person you have to do it for is yourself. No one else, just yourself. Okay, you look yourself in the mirror and say, I want to lose weight. I want to become healthy. I want to take a different life step. And a perfect example would be one of my cousins who phoned me up and said to me, he's slightly obese, and he said to me, Jag, I want to lose weight. I don't want to be like this. I want to live a healthy life. I want to live longer for my children. But what can I do? And I said to him, you really know the answer today. And most of the time we do know the answer to the question, but it's nice to hear it from someone else. And I said to him, you need to start doing some sort of physical exercise and watch your diet. Physical exercise, he goes, I never trained in my life. I've never done any sort of workout. Last time I picked up a dumbbell was 20 years ago. Doesn't matter, you can still start. It's scientifically proven that doesn't matter what age you are. Doctor permitting, you can start some sort of training. For 30 seconds, jog on the spot. Bus, that's it. And he did it. He phoned me up, Jag, for the first time in 26 years, I've actually run 30 seconds on the spot. Sonically, I see he's out of breath and everything. I said, okay, fine. Now try and do it 3 times a week. And he did it 3 times a week. Then the next week he did a minute. And now he's actually running 15 minutes, roughly, every 3 days a week. And it's reduced his cholesterol. It reduced his blood pressure. And he's getting in a better position. And the reason why he's doing it is for himself, because he wants to live longer for his family. He wants to spend time with them. He wants to achieve more goals. But that on the Harpreet, there's a saying. It says, if you do the thing, you will have the power. Right. If you do the thing, you will have the power. Wait a minute. मेरा पार्ट कट जा रहा है. Wait a minute. जब मैं शीशे देखता है मेरी गोगल थोड़ी अंदर जा रही है. Do the thing and you'll have the power.
Right.
When Joe मिले ना confidence, he has to keep hold of it. It's called a feel-good factor. Feel-good factor बन जाना कि every day जब तुसी workout करते हो ना, when you do a workout, afterwards you say to yourself, yes, I've done it. That feeling of yes, because not only do we have credit with other people in our lives, like my children, if I say something to my children, I don't do it, I get bad credit with them, but we have credit with ourselves. So if we wake up every week for the next 12 months and say I want to go to the gym, I don't go. I go to the gym, but I'm not going. You lose faith in yourself. So as human beings, we strive on that. We need to go to the gym, and you don't have to go to a big mega gym and pick weights and everything. And just like my cousin, just 15 minutes. Yeah, he started from 30 seconds, and now he's doing 15 minutes. And I spoke to him the other day, and he said another 6 months' time, he's going to try and go for a marathon. And hearing that, it's amazing, because like he's gone from there to here, and he's gonna carry on going. But at the end of the Harpreet, when that happens in one area of your life, like we've touched on here, keeping fit, it starts to overflow in other areas. For example, you start thinking, so wait a minute, if I can do that and I'm maintaining it,
I can do this.
Why can't I start writing that book that I always wanted to write? Why don't I start learning that language I've always wanted to learn? Why don't I start that sport? It overflows. But we have to have the himmat and the strength to move across that line to the other side, as many people say, move to the other side. And what happens is you see people around you say, oh, I haven't had time to go to the gym. Oh, I haven't had time. I always wanted to learn that language, but you know what? How many hours do we have in a day? If you whatever you want to do, write a book, learn a language, there's no one who look me in the face and they say they haven't got 1 hour a week to start writing that book. And then again, but when you start doing that 1 hour a week, before you know it, you've got a book in front of you.
Your interest gets more and more into that particular passion, what you want to pursue.
Yes, of course. Yes, and then for example, when my boy was I started my radio show in Essex. I was working for a charity radio station called Gateway 97.8. And Mamun he said, listen to my radio shows and everything. And one day he came home and he said, Dad, you know, in school they're looking for volunteer radio hosts to do the school radio for lunchtime. And he said, I've applied for it. And he did apply for it, and he got it. And it's so nice to hear that my son was 8 years old on the radio. But what happened there, Harpreet? We influence our children and people around us by the actions we take.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Great.
Now if that isn't a good enough reason for somebody to start maintaining the small habits that they're doing, to change them into positive habits, there can't be no other stronger reason than to inspire your children. And it works the other way around as well. If I am, for example, an alcoholic, I drink too much, I have cans of beer lying around the house, my children will see that and they will pick up on that. And they will follow, and the pattern will go. For our children, we have to be the example. Unfortunately, parents out there, I'm telling you guys, you have to be the role model who at bad times still keeps your chin up, who goes out there, works hard, comes home, is tired, and spends time with children, reading story time books to them. Actually, Jana, we have to do Harpreet. There is a time to relax. It's not just work. Life isn't about work. Time on that better, relax, but hard work, Judy.
Very true. Excellent. Again, Jag, it's time for a short break. We'll go for a break. We'll be shortly back, and in the last segment, we'll continue with the discussion and learn more as to what needs to be done. And as you very rightly said, small steps need to be taken, and these small habits then lead further to your accomplishment of the goals that you have set in your life. And there are no excuses. If you want to do something, you have to prioritize and start focusing and working on that particular aspect. We'll be shortly back. We'll continue with the discussion.
है जुल्म ढाने का अंदाज भी कितना हंसी हमारी जान पर बनाई है जब जब उसने अंगड़ाई ली कभी खामोश रहते हैं कभी शोर होता है मोहब्बत में शरारत का मजा कुछ और होता है दिल को जज्बात का तोहफा खामोशियों को बात का तोहफा खूबसूरती में जड़ी नजाकत अदाओं की चांद से मुखड़े को चांद सा तोहफा
भारत ज्वेलर्स सच्चे प्यार की चमक जैसा पायल बिजनेस सेंटर सरी
ਕੁਦਰਤ ਦੇ ਸੌਮਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਵਰਤੋਂ ਆਯੁਰਵੇਦਾ ਰਾਹੀਂ 5000 ਸਾਲਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਚੱਲਦੀ ਆ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਹੁਣ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੀ ਬਣਾਏ ਗਏ ਹੈਲਥ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਅਪਰੂਵਡ 100% ਸ਼ੁੱਧ ਆਯੁਰਵੈਦਿਕ ਡਾਇਟਰੀ ਸਪਲੀਮੈਂਟਸ ਦਾ ਲਾਭ ਲੈ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ। ਸਟ੍ਰੈਸ, ਐਂਗਜ਼ਾਇਟੀ, ਇਨਸੋਮਨੀਆ, ਬਲੱਡ ਸ਼ੂਗਰ, ਕਿਡਨੀ, ਬਲੈਡਰ, ਹਾਜ਼ਮਾ, ਆਈਸਾਈਟ ਜਾਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਵੀ ਕਿਸਮ ਦੀ ਬਿਮਾਰੀ ਦਾ ਆਰਗੈਨਿਕ ਇਲਾਜ, ਜੋੜਾਂ ਦੀਆਂ ਦਰਦਾਂ ਤੇ ਸਰੀਰਕ ਮਸਾਜ ਲਈ ਕਈ ਕਿਸਮ ਦੇ ਆਯੁਰਵੈਦਿਕ ਤੇਲ ਵੀ ਉਪਲਬਧ ਹਨ।
ਹੋਲਸੇਲ ਕੀਮਤਾਂ ਲਈ ਕਾਲ 604 628 2003।
ਘਰ ਇੱਕ ਐਸੀ ਥਾਂ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਹਰ ਕੋਈ ਆਪਣੀ ਨਿੱਜੀ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਦੇ ਸੁਨਹਿਰੀ ਪਲ ਯਾਦ ਰੱਖਦਾ ਹੈ। ਉਹ ਜਗ੍ਹਾ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਉਹ ਰਹਿੰਦਾ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਪਿਆਰ ਭਰਿਆ ਜੀਵਨ ਬਤੀਤ ਕਰਦਾ ਹੈ। ਇਹ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਹੀ ਪੂਰੀਆਂ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਜਦ ਕਿਸੇ ਜਗ੍ਹਾ ਨੂੰ ਸਜੇ ਹੋਏ ਘਰ 'ਚ ਬਦਲਿਆ ਜਾਵੇ। ਨਵੇਂ ਘਰਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਫਰੇਮਿੰਗ ਤੋਂ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਫਿਨਿਸ਼ਿੰਗ ਤੱਕ, ਡ੍ਰੇਪਰੀ, ਪੇਂਟਿੰਗਸ ਤੋਂ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਡੈਕੋਰੇਸ਼ਨ, ਅਸੈਸਰੀਜ਼ ਤੱਕ ਤੁਸੀਂ SK ਹੋਮ ਡਿਜ਼ਾਈਨਸ ਦੀਆਂ ਪ੍ਰੋਫੈਸ਼ਨਲ ਸਰਵਿਸਿਜ਼ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਸੁਪਨਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਘਰ ਨੂੰ ਹਕੀਕਤ 'ਚ ਬਦਲ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ। ਕੰਟੈਕਟ ਕਰੋ ਸੰਦੀਪ ਕੌਰ 6048259295।
ਜੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਬਿਜ਼ਨਸਮੈਨ ਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ ਪਿਆਰ ਕਰਦਾ ਹੈ ਤਾਂ ਕੀ ਵਜ੍ਹਾ ਹੋ ਸਕਦੀ ਹੈ? ਸੁਖੀ ਬਾਟ ਮੋਟਰਸ ਦੇ ਓਨਰ ਸੁਖੀ ਬਾਟ ਨੂੰ ਵੇਖ ਕੇ ਇਹ ਗੱਲ ਸਮਝ ਆ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ। ਇੰਟੈਲੀਜੈਂਸ ਦਾ ਉਦਾਹਰਨ ਇਹ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਕਾਰ ਸੈਗਮੈਂਟ ਤੋਂ ਵੱਖ ਸੁਖੀ ਬਾਟ ਮੋਟਰਸ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਏ ਨੇ ਸਰੀ ਦਾ ਪਹਿਲਾ ਟਰੱਕ ਸੈਂਟਰ, ਜਿੱਥੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਲੋੜ ਦੇ ਹਿਸਾਬ ਨਾਲ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਲੋੜੀਂਦੇ ਟਰੱਕਸ ਬਾਰੇ ਗਾਈਡੈਂਸ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ। ਸਪੇਸ, ਮੋਡੀਫਿਕੇਸ਼ਨ ਤੇ ਫਿਊਲ ਐਫੀਸ਼ੀਐਂਸੀ ਸਭ ਨੂੰ ਧਿਆਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਰੱਖਿਆ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈ। ਸੁਖੀ ਬਾਟ ਟਰੱਕ ਸੈਂਟਰ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਟਰੱਕਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਹੀ ਹੈ ਟੌਰ।
Today's program is being brought to you with the support of AMC Insurance. They have 9 branches in the Lower Mainland to serve you, and they're open 7 days a week from 8:30 a.m. onwards till 9 p.m. So if you're looking for home, auto, travel, business, life or recreational insurance, you can depend upon them. Phone number is 604-507-6666. 604-507-4444. Our next sponsor is Agnihotri Immigration Consulting. ਟੈਂਪਰੇਰੀ ਸਟੇਟਸ PR ਨਵੇਂ ਹੋ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਵਿੱਚ, ਅੰਤਰਰਾਸ਼ਟਰੀ ਵਿਦਿਆਰਥੀ ਹੋ, ਸਿਟੀਜ਼ਨਸ਼ਿਪ ਬਾਰੇ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਨੀ ਹੈ, ਹਾਇਰ ਕਰਨੇ ਫੋਰਨ ਵਰਕਰਸ, ਐਕਸਪ੍ਰੈਸ ਐਂਟਰੀ ਜਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਸਪਾਂਸਰ ਕਰਨੇ ਪੇਰੈਂਟਸ ਜਾਂ ਗ੍ਰੈਂਡ ਪੇਰੈਂਟਸ, ਤਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਮਦਦ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਨੇ ਨੀਰਾ ਅਗਨੀਹੋਤਰੀ, ਜੋ ਕਿ ਸਰਟੀਫਾਈਡ ਇਮੀਗ੍ਰੇਸ਼ਨ ਕੰਸਲਟੈਂਟ ਹਨ। 2006 ਤੋਂ ਇਹ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਸਰਵ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ। 604-597-2284 604-597-2284 ਤੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ। So our guest today is Jag Singh, and we are talking about as to how to reach our full potential in 2022. Let's get him back and continue with the discussion. So Jack, like you were mentioning before, you gave an example of a book, and from that I remember that you also have written a book. What is the name of that book and where is it available?
Thank you, Harpreet. The book I've written is Unbreakable, and it's available on Amazon. Okay, it's Unbreakable. Unbreakable is a story, Harpreet, of my story when I was young, 8 years old. I grew up in East London, surrounded by racism, 1970s, and it shows the struggles I went through as an 8-year-old. And I made myself a promise when I was 8 years old, Harpreet, and that was when I grew up, I was going to do something to make this world a better place. Right. And you know, for many years I didn't do nothing, but when I came to age, I thought to myself, I have to do something. And I joined the NSPC. I've been to schools, seminars. I've done lots of keep safe assemblies. And you know what, I'm still going on. And so yeah, Unbreakable is my story, and it shows of how I came from there to here.
Basically what you are saying is that in life there are many circumstances, and many times we just become victims of those circumstances, or rather we come out of that, and you are that example, prime example, whereby you didn't let that environment subdue you, but you didn't become a victim of that, rather you learned from that and have come back and now trying to create awareness in the community as to don't let the circumstances and situations overshadow your dreams and passion. So that's really commendable. So now coming on the issue of, like, you have come back and you have written this book. So of course you must have faced a lot of challenges and everything must have happened. But again, apart from, you know, you setting up a goal, you started consistently and persistently and with determination working towards that goal. What else is required to reach your full potential?
Okay, the first thing is a sense of urgency. Okay, Harpreet, everybody out there, please, thank you, Harpreet, for letting me share these advice and tips, and I hope people follow them. First is to create a sense of urgency of why. That sense of urgency means you wake up and you think, oh my God, I need to do this. How do you create a sense of urgency? Simple. You sit down there and you say to yourself, okay, I'm going to read some motivational books. I'm going to watch some motivational videos. And now you can sit there, anyone can sit there, Harpreet, and say, I've read 10 motivational books. I've read 30 motivational books. But unless you apply what you read or watch, they are just mere entertainment. That's all they are. Okay. Some people come up to me and say, Jag, I've had 50 motivational books, but I haven't been to the gym and I haven't done this and I haven't done that. Then application is king. So plus sense of urgency. Why should I do it? And if you're a parent, there's no better reason than to do it for your wife and your children. That's that. I need to do this. Look at your children in their eyes and say to yourself, do you know what? I'm going to do it for you. I'm going to go out there and I'm not going to go and climb Mount Everest, like you said earlier, Harpreet. Baby steps, chote steps. Karo, but kuch karo. Just do something. It doesn't matter how big it is. Even do 1 page of your book today. Even if you go to like my cousin, if you do a 30-second jog on the spot, go there, make sure no one's aroused. It doesn't matter. Just do 30 seconds. See how it goes. First is to create a sense of urgency, then application, and then get a small piece of paper and write on there your goals. Writing goals is such an amazing practice because it's a hand and mind connection. I mean, people can type their goals on their phone with their thumb. I am old school, and I think that there is a connection between the hand and the brain. And I think Bruce Lee is a great example of this. If people go on Google and find out Bruce Lee's goals that he wrote before he was even known in the world, they are amazing. I am going to be the best fighter ever. I'm going to be the best Hollywood actor ever. This was before he even started, but everybody can see his goals on Google. Just type them in, and they became a reality because it was that brain and hand connection that he was going to make it happen. So, sense of urgency, goals. Now, anyone can write their goals and then leave the scrap piece of paper lying about. So there's another thing we need to do, Harpreet, on this little paper we're writing for goals. Review. In 30 days' time, you must put an alarm on your phone. 30 days' time, it's going to ring. Right. And it's going to say review. Now you sit there and you say, well, okay, what have I done? How many times I've been to the gym? Maybe once, maybe twice. This isn't working, is it? No. So then you said, so what steps am I going to, I'm going to go, no, I'll tell you what, on Tuesdays I'm off work, Thursdays I'm off work, I'll do an hour there. So review is very important. So goals, plan. People, please do not give yourself goals that are, you can't become Arnold Schwarzenegger overnight. Can't go and climb Mount Everest, but climb a mountain, a small one, and do some sort. And if people want to get physically strong as well, again, find a mountain in Scotland or anywhere in the world and just go climbing it, get help. And again, Harpreet, it's the good feel factor. Once you've done that small thing, go and buy a skipping rope. Do 10 skips, every week, and then move to 20. The feel-good factor will start to kick in, and it'll become a habit. It'll be just something you'll do every time. It'll be automatic, autopilot, and you keep going forward. But if you've got children, do it for your children, okay? And most importantly, do it for yourself, because this life, the most powerful thing we have is time, Harpreet. Time. What we do with our time will develop our character, our goals, our relationships, everything. So we have to manage our time and find a time, write it down, and make sure you do it on that day that you said you were going to do it.
Excellent. So again, what you have said is great. I'm inspired to go for what I want to pursue. And similarly, people who are watching all over the world in this program are inspired by your hearing, by what you have said. So probably many of them will start writing and setting up the goals, whatever they want to pursue. So is there any other, kind of technique which you would like to share, or any giveaway point in the end by which you feel that sometimes, you set up big goals and you're not able to fulfill those? Like, for example, let's go back to the gym now. Now I say I want to lose, 10 pounds in 1 month, and every day I'm going to get up at 6 a.m., go to the gym. I go for 3-4 days. I'm very much enthusiastic, but maybe on the 5th day, I'm not able to get up. I had a late night party. And then I start cribbing and I start berating myself. Oh, you didn't fulfill your goal. And then next day also, I keep on just repenting and I do not do it. So yes, there are times when whatever goal you have set, maybe because of some circumstances, you're not able to follow through that. Now at that time, what is the message you should give to your mind and how you should rebound back?
Harpreet, rest if you must. Okay, rest if you must. Have a day off. Have 2 days off. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. But make sure you go back. You have to push yourself to go back. When you feel like doing something, do it. And when you don't feel like doing it, still do it. When people think you've totally lost your mind, still carry on doing it. How many people have laughed at people who got a book out? I mean, J.K. Rowling, how many times did people laugh at her and say to her, a book? Right. Your book's not going to get nowhere. How many people laughed at Arnold Schwarzenegger and say, film actor? You haven't got the right accent. How many people laughed at a short Bruce Lee and said, you want to be an action hero? Really? Have you seen your size? I mean, these things are going to happen all the time. But these guys, we have to learn from these guys. What did they do? What did they do? They stop and say, do you know what? They're right. And if you haven't been to the gym, like you're saying, for a few days or whatever, okay, all right, you haven't. Let's not beat ourselves up. The question we have to ask ourselves is, what are we going to do about it? You have two choices. You carry on going to the gym, or you don't go to the gym. Now, at that point, you say to yourself, okay, if I do plan A, I don't go to the gym, where am I going to be in 6 months' time? Secondly, if I do go to the gym, where am I going to be in 6 times? Let's take a little trip. And Einstein said imagination is more important than education. Let's imagine what we're going to be like in 6 months' time. We don't go to the gym. But if we do go and do this, if I do start writing my book now, just a couple of hours a day, where will I be in 6 months' time? It might even be completed.
Absolutely. Well, absolutely, you're right. You have to start, and that is the beginning point, and let the people ridicule you, because rather they should, I always say, the stumbling blocks should become your motivations, that if people are saying this, that further gives you boost to do further more, so that you are able to reach a goal. Maybe if it is not in 6 months, maybe in 8 months, but at least not that you have not started and you're still sulking and repenting that why you didn't do this even after 8 months. Jag, it was a pleasure talking to you. If anybody wants to listen to your motivational speeches, where can they go?
They can go on, available on YouTube. Simply go in your browser, guys, and type in Jag Singh I Can, and you can go onto YouTube, and I've got motivational videos there. I've got my TV show episodes. I've spoken to some amazing motivational guests, and yeah, it's all on there. And also they can get my book, Unbreakable, which is available on Amazon as well. Simply download it. Thank you, Harpreet, so much.
Thank you very much. Thanks for your time. It was a pleasure as usual talking to you, and hoping to see you soon again with some other wonderful tips on some other motivational topic which can further help us reach our potential in 2022. Thank you very much. Have a good evening.
Thank you very much, Harpreet. Take care. Bye.
Bye-bye. ਸੋ ਇਸ ਸਾਡੇ ਮਹਿਮਾਨ ਅੱਜ ਦੇ ਜਾਗ ਸਿੰਘ ਯੂਕੇ ਤੋਂ ਮੋਟੀਵੇਸ਼ਨਲ ਸਪੀਕਰ ਹੈਗੇ ਨੇ, ਤੇ ਕਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਪੋਟੈਂਸ਼ੀਅਲ ਨੂੰ ਰੀਚ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੈ 2022 ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ। ਜੇਕਰ ਇੱਕ ਹੀ ਚੀਜ਼ ਅਸੀਂ ਅੱਜ ਫੜ ਲਈਏ ਜੋ ਕੁਝ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ, ਤੇ ਉਹ ਇਹੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ whatever you want to pursue, just start with it. Don't linger on it. Don't procrastinate. Don't find excuses. Just do it. Maybe it's a small bit, but once you start doing it, automatically your practice will lead to your success. And that's what, if we can take something from our talk today, is there. Thank you very much to all of you for sparing your valuable time and being a part of this program. And if you also want to be a part of this program, you can contact me anywhere in the world through WhatsApp at 604-603-7555, or you can email me at harpreetsingshow@gmail.com. The purpose of this program is to educate you, inspire you, and to empower you. And if you feel we need to talk about something, you're most welcome to give me a call at 604-603-7555, or again, email me at harpreetsingshow@gmail.com. ਇੱਥੇ ਲੈਣਾ ਆ ਗਿਆ, ਫਿਰ ਮੁਲਾਕਾਤ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ. Have a safe evening, stay healthy and enjoy yourself.
ਕੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਰੀ, ਡੈਲਟਾ, ਰਿਚਮੰਡ, ਐਬਸਫੋਰਡ ਜਾਂ ਵੈਂਕੂਵਰ ਵਿੱਚ ਨਵਾਂ ਘਰ ਬਣਾਉਣ ਬਾਰੇ ਸੋਚ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ, ਜਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਪੁਰਾਣੇ ਘਰ ਨੂੰ ਰੈਨੋਵੇਟ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹੋ? ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਲੋੜ ਹੈ ਇੱਕ ਤਜਰਬੇਕਾਰ ਬਿਲਡਰ, ਇੱਕ ਕ੍ਰੀਏਟਿਵ ਇੰਟੀਰੀਅਰ ਡਿਜ਼ਾਈਨਰ ਦੀ, ਜੋ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਸਹੀ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਗਾਈਡ ਕਰ ਸਕਣ ਤੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਸੁਪਨੇ ਦੇ ਘਰ ਨੂੰ ਉਸਾਰ ਸਕਣ। ਅੱਜ ਹੀ ਕਾਲ ਕਰੋ ਹਰਪ੍ਰੀਤ ਜਾਂ ਸੰਦੀਪ 6048259295 ਉੱਤੇ।
ਪਾਪਾ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਅੱਜ ਕਿਉਂ ਉਦਾਸ ਹੋ?
बेटा, तेरे चाचा दी कोरोना वायरस करके डेथ हो गई है, क्योंकि उसने मेरे कहने के बावजूद भी टीका नहीं लगवाया।
चाचा जी ਤਾਂ ਪੜ੍ਹੇ ਲਿਖੇ, ਸਿਹਤਮੰਦ ਅਤੇ ਰੋਜ਼ ਐਕਸਰਸਾਈਜ਼ ਕਰਨ ਵਾਲੇ ਸਨ, ਫਿਰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਟੀਕਾ ਕਿਉਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਲਗਵਾਇਆ?
ਉਸ ਨੂੰ ਡਰ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਇਸ ਟੀਕੇ ਦੇ ਮਾੜੇ ਪ੍ਰਭਾਵ ਹੋ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਨ ਅਤੇ ਇਹ ਸੁਰੱਖਿਅਤ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ। ਹਾਲਾਂਕਿ ਮੈਂ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਮਝਾਇਆ ਕਿ ਇਹ ਸਭ ਅਫਵਾਹਾਂ ਹਨ ਅਤੇ ਇਹ ਟੀਕੇ ਵਿਗਿਆਨਿਕਾਂ ਅਤੇ ਡਾਕਟਰਾਂ ਦੀ ਮਿਹਨਤ ਅਤੇ ਖੋਜ ਦਾ ਨਤੀਜਾ ਹਨ।
ਪਾਪਾ, ਹੁਣ ਤਾਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਪਰਿਵਾਰ ਦੇ ਮੈਂਬਰਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਟੀਕਾ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਲਗਵਾ ਲੈਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਹੈ। ਸਿੱਖ ਹੈਲਥ ਫਾਊਂਡੇਸ਼ਨ ਦੀ ਅਪੀਲ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਅੱਜ ਹੀ ਵੈਕਸੀਨੇਸ਼ਨ ਕਰਵਾਓ ਅਤੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਨਾਲਦਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਟੀਕਾ ਲਗਵਾਉਣ ਦੀ ਪ੍ਰੇਰਣਾ ਕਰੋ। ਆਓ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਿੱਖ ਹੈਲਥ ਫਾਊਂਡੇਸ਼ਨ ਦੀ ਇਸ ਮੁਹਿੰਮ ਦਾ ਹਿੱਸਾ ਬਣੀਏ।